Hi, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's session is how to perform arithmetic operation in MVC using C#. So let's see what is the content of this session. In this session, we'll learn how to create MVC application using Visual Studio 2017 and what is MVC architecture and what is the understanding about model, view and controller, and how to write C# code to perform arithmetic operation in MVC and what is the output. So from these 5 points I already have described want to create MVC application, how to create using Visual Studio, and what is the MVC architecture and what is the relationship model, view and controller in my last video. This contains how to know MVC installed version using C# code. So you can get this video, and from these 3 points you can get my last video. This is the basic about this, and let's see how to write C# code to perform arithmetic operation in MVC. So this is my profile, and I am a MVP award winner, and my name is Satyaprakash Samantray, and Codinally is my YouTube group, and I have already attached my YouTube group link in the YouTube channel right hand side. You can get the link and subscribe it to get the updated video regarding Microsoft technology, including MVC, Blazor or C#, SQL Server, etc. So let's see, let's learn how to create. Okay, this is MVC architecture. How the first step is how sends a request from browser to controller. Second step is how to gather data and update the data to the model business logic, and third step is how to render the data from controller application logic to presentation logic, and fourth step is how to get the output to the browser to get the result to the end user. So all these things are I already have described in my last video, so you can get from my video list, and you can get the last video using MVC and what is the installed version using C#. So let's see what is model, view and controller. So MVC is a model, stands for model, view and controller. Model is basically maintaining application data, and it is contains about some business logic, and view is nothing but a UI part which displays the data, and controller is handles the user request and sends appropriate view to the model. So whatever the architecture we already have defined, it is defined in a text way, so we can get all the things here. And this is perform arithmetic operation screenshots. I have already created a sample application, how to build the MVC application, how to perform arithmetic operation. This is all about the output screenshots. So let's see how to write the C# code to perform arithmetic operation using MVC. So now already have created this application, so don't wait much time to how to open the application. So how to create the MVC application using Visual Studio from basic, so you can refer my last video. So I already have created the controller class, so this is the home controller. I already have created an MVC application named I named it as addition. So you can check here. You can here I have create my MVC application name addition, and by default Visual Studio created some folders for you like controller, model and view, and all these things are the by default folders are created inside Visual Studio when you created our MVC application using C#. So this is our part. I have opened my controller part. I already have created some C# code to perform arithmetic operation in MVC. So after creating these 3 folders, here you can check, this is the controller part, this is the model part, and this is the view part. So what the first step is, I have created a class file in models folder. So in models folder I've created one class, addition view model.cs. So what the purpose behind to define this class is, we define some entities for access the values through it and showing the output. So I put the A is entity, B is another, and the result is another entity. So we have some get and set property to access the values and show to the output. So here I have written some I have added a addition view model.class file. How to create a class file? Just right click the model folder. I have to stop this debugging process. That's why it's taking so much time to load the data about it. I have to again reopen this one. Here I have created already a arithmetic operation application using C#. So the home controller already there, so I have added some codes here. It will describe later. For first step is I have created a model class file. This is called addition view model.cs. So it created some entities, and through entities it is access the values through it and showing to the output to the end user. So let's go to the controllers folder. Inside controllers, home controller.cs file. Inside I have written the code here. First thing is I have to here I have give the namespace of model class file. Otherwise without it we can't access the entities of this model class file. So it is necessary to add the namespace here. So every controller action method inside MVC has two HTTP get and HTTP post attribute there, and for each attribute we should add some this namespaces. You should add system.web.mvc, or this is a very important part of this to get the attributes. So in HTTP get attribute for is specially used to show the create the views under the perspective controller action methods. So HTTP post method we should write some functionality how to perform these operations. That is arithmetic, there is addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division. So in the index HTTP post, using HTTP post attribute on this index controller action method, we have some parameters we are passing. So addition can be nothing but is a model class file. We have the object here and some string object you have to passing here. So here if command is equal to add is nothing but I have to specify this add is nothing but the it is the text of the button class. So it is the pop. This is all functionality will be according to the button class. So it's a button we should use in the index view. So this text and the button control part should be same as this. So when the user will click on this add button, this will perform the addition operation. So model.result, so model.a, so EA is nothing but the parameter of model class entity of model class file model B. So according to that, we should this is about the subtraction part, and this is about the multiplication part, and this is the division part. And we should add the return view inside the model, so it will be returned to the output to the end user. So operation of two number using multiple buttons on same view using different parameters of same resolution method. So how many you are watching here? This command text equal to division. This is nothing but the buttons add, sub, mul, and div. Same buttons you can see in your index view. So when you click on the div button, it will be perform division operation between two numbers. So here I have mentioned operation of two numbers. Operations of two numbers using multiple submit button on the same view using different parameters value of same action results method. So this is about the controller part to perform arithmetic operation. Here I have written details code under HTTP GET and HTTP POST and using same action method. So this is the very important part to perform arithmetic operation. Let's go to the views folder and create a folder called home, and inside which create a CSTML file named index.cshtml. So according to the steps I already created, so go to the index.cshtml file. Here I have created this is a model class entity. So how to create this? So I have to write here, right click on the index, add view. This is the create a strongly typed view. So means in view you can see the namespace there @model. It is coming from this checkbox when you create a view. So now we can get our model C. When we create a strongly typed view, we can see some model class that related with this view. So we should select this one because this is the model class file. You create some entities here, so we can access using our view. Okay, so already I've created, so no need to create here. Just let's see just for reference purpose. So after then it will add the namespace here, model.addition.model. Addition is the nothing but the project name, and it is the model class folder, and model class model folder. This is the name of the class file. So under the Arithmetic begin form, inside form tag, we are like in simple ASP.NET. So here MVC you should put like this. Okay. Here you can see writes an opening form tag to the response. So when the user submits the form, the request will be processed by the action method. So it is the way to write form tag in MVC. So it is the editor for is nothing but the text box. So text box is a first text box, and after putting some spaces, I have created another text box, and in first text box it will allow it is the parameter, and parameter access some data using a variable, and it is using x parameter we access the b variable data when the user put some data in text box 1. It is the user, it is for text box 2 when user put some data, put some numbers on text box 2, so it can be accessed using this parameter and variable. So I have created 4 submit buttons. Here I already have a demand, so name is command and value is art. So already have controller file what I have added. See here, command equal to art, so inside index.html I put a value equal to art, means when the user click on the add button, so it will be perform the addition operation. And name equal to command. Here your home control CS file already have created a command string variable pass the parameter, so you should mention the name tags, name type. So it should be, you should mention a name type equal to command, and like subtraction you should put the sub, and for multiplication you should mention mul, and for division purpose you should mention the div, because here already I have put inside command section add, for subtraction between two values, and for mul command value, so it will be multiplication between two numbers. For division value it will be divide between two numbers. So it will all submit type buttons. Here I type operation of two numbers using multiple submit buttons on same view. So already have created 4 multiple submit buttons and passed the parameter value as we have already defined in controller file, and put the command file. Based on command and based on the value parameter value, it will be perform the arithmetic operation as per the user working with the buttons, in addition button, subtraction button, multiplication button, and division button. And after this I have put some result file in the, it is the level, I have mentioned a level control here. So whatever the operation will be going on, the result will be shown as per the using the level control class. So it is nothing but a HTML helper control. So all these controls inside MVC, so it is called HTML helper control. So when the user click on the addition button, so it will be, so the output is, for example, number in text box 1 he has put 10, in text box 2 he has put 20. So after submit button it will be show the result is, and this part will show the operation performance operation, arithmetic operation. That means 10 plus 20 equal to 30. So let's see the output here. So after working with controller, first step is in model class to create some entities, and using entities we should put some functionalities inside controller class under controller action method, and what are the variables which are passing here. So using same variable we created a view, and using multiple submit buttons, and this is about the view part. We show the output to the end user, and after then we should go fast to the app underscore start folder, and the root config.cs file. Here we have to set our startup page. So means if our controller is home, so our action method is index, and when we build the application and when the page will load first time, then it will be show the output what are the controller action method, and under controller action method under control file, home control file, on the which output you want, which page output what. Here page is controller action method. So under controller file I have mentioned the index controller action method, and under index controller action method I have created a view called index.cshtml file. So my requirement is I want to show the output using index.cshtml file. So I have already mentioned here. So for example, if same control file you want about action method, so you should mention here about. So now I want the index HTML page, that's why I mentioned here index. So now the output here is show the output. Okay, I can put the home, and this is the index part. This is the local host, and this is my controller for class file, and this is my control action method. Here I have already told you this is the text box 1 and this is the text box 2. When you click on add button, here with the result we get 1600. It is addition. When you click on subtraction button, it will show the output about subtraction 800. When you click on multiple button, so it will multiplication between two numbers. When we click on division button, so it will be divide between two numbers. So according to that, this is the basic arithmetic operation between two numbers using MVC and C#. And I am created this application using Visual Studio 2017. It's very recommended. I recommend you, suggest you to develop the application using Visual Studio 2017, and it will very give systematic and better feature instead of last version of Visual Studio. So I suggest you please use on Visual Studio 2017. So this is about, so I already have shown how to create controller file, how to create model class file, how to create controller class, and under control class how to perform the arithmetic operation, and how to create a view using controller action method. Here is the code, and how to create set start page using root.config.cs file, and after then I already have shown to the what is the output. So after then we should know about so this is about the operation. So perform arithmetic operation. First is this is addition, already have shown to the output, and this is about the subtraction image screenshot, this is about multiplication screenshot, this is about division screenshot. So now what we have learned till now. So in summary part, I have created how to create MVC application using Visual Studio 2017, what is the architecture, what is the relationship between model V1 controller you can get from my last video using MVC on C#, how to know about MVC installed version, how to know the assembly version of MVC. And now how this session I already have repeat these three parts, including how to perform arithmetic operation in this video and what is the output. So guys, that's it for today, and have a great day. Thank you very much.